Yeah, brothers, man, I just wanted to just chat to you for a little bit more, man, about your mums, man. Well, you have to understand something, brothers, you know. I went to visit my brother in jail, and when I went to visit, Assalamu alaikum. When I went to visit him in prison, you know, obviously in the visiting area, all the family members are coming to visit, huh? So, and there was this like miskeen mum and dad that were there. And there was this one Asian youth, and he was there. So you can see the mum was stressed, like something serious was going on. So just generally, I just asked the brother, because obviously he's in prison with these guys. You know, who are these guys? Just wondering, innit? He said to me, oh, do you not hear there was a situation, it was on the news, these kids, basically they wrapped up one other kid. So I'm thinking, subhanAllah, these kids, murderers, there's a few of them who done it. And wallahi, when I was just looking at the mum, I'm looking at this kid in disgust. I think, you filthy kid, man. You took a soul, you took a life, a human being, huh? But then I look at the mum. The mum's looking at him with love, concern. The mum's looking at him with stress. My baby, my boy. I thought to myself that day, I swore, man, the whole world can turn their back on you. The whole world can turn on you, bro. You come to your mum even as a murderer. Whatever filth you done, bro, your mum's still gonna love you. She's still going to be the only one that's going to stand by your side. Your brother will leave you. Bro, your wife will leave you, man. But some of us, bro, we pick women over our mums. Pick our wives over our mums. But your wife needs to know what time it is. For me, when I got married, I told my wife, listen, don't ever think you're above my mum. Don't even let that come to your head. Of course, there's certain situations in which we might have parents and they oppress our wives, because it happens in the Asian community, right? Of course, you don't allow for oppression to take place, but you deal with it in a respectable manner. But the default position is, that sometimes a woman would drive a wedge between you and your mum. Because she's a woman at the end, she gets jealous, right? She wants all your attention. But you need to your wife needs to know, bro, listen, you don't come before mum. A wife, at the end of the day, it's not going to sound nice, but she can be replaced. But mum can't be replaced, bro. You get one mum. She can't be replaced. She's the only one. If a girl breaks your heart, if your own boys turn on you, if the whole society turns on you, puts you in prison, criminalizes you, the only one standing there by your side, crying, actually at that point still feeling love for you, well, that's your mum. So now, does it make sense? But she keeps telling you, stop hanging around with these boys. Stop doing these things. And you still keep doing it. You still keep hanging around with the same people she's telling you not to hang around with. But I deal with mums on a daily basis, man. I deal with mums and dads. I see the pain in some of their eyes. The worry, the stress that they have. They cry to me. My kid is finished. I'm worried. I went to one mum's house and I spoke to her. I said to her, Auntie, how do you feel when your son goes out? How do you feel when your son walks out of the house? You know what she said to me? It shocked me that our mum reached the stage. She said, I already prepared myself mentally for his death. She said, when he leaves, in my mind, I've said to myself, I'm going to get a phone call, he's dead. Imagine a mum having to live like that. Imagine a mum having to live like that every day. My son's gonna die. And you keep picking these people over them. Bro, no older in your block, or no girl from, your ends, or no guys, pack of guys that you roll with are gonna be there for you like that, thick and thin, bro. Even when you get married, if you die and you're married, your wife will marry another man. She'll go into his bed, bro. She'll call him, babe, I love you. When you die, your mom's still thinking about you. She can't go get another son. Can't go get another son. Get me? me, well, if you just take a moment to think about the way our mums, they do so much for us. Because it became normal. Wallahi, we became so ungrateful, man. Just be careful how you talk to your mums and your dads. You know, when I say mum, I mean dad as well. But just remember, the mum's just that level higher. Mum and dad is on the same, like, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean you do this to your mum, you know, you pick your boys over your dad. No, of course not. The topic is about mums today, so I'm just saying mum. How do you talk to your mum? But you talk to her with humility. You know, sometimes I'm sitting with the brothers and you know, sometimes I overhear some sisters talking to their mums. One time at the airport, I saw one girl talking to her mum. I was so angry, but I wanted to just go up to her and say, fix up, man. I see some brothers chatting to her, they say, listen, bro, it's cool. You understand, me and my mum got a relationship. Me and my mum are friends. Bro, listen, shut up. You and your mum are not friends. Not friends. She's not your friend. Your friend, you can say, hey, listen, be quiet, bruv. That's a friend. The mum's not like your mum's your mum. Your mum's your queen. If she tells you to do something, you do it. That's your mum. Don't joke and laugh with her like you're joking with random boys. Don't joke and laugh with her sisters the way you chat to one of your sisters. Don't ever, sometimes I hear people say to me, shut up, mum. Like, are you stupid, bro? Don't ever talk to your parents like that. Wallahi, I swear by Allah, I never gave a lecture on the issue of parents in my life. This is the first time. I've been doing this for 8 years and I never gave a lecture on the issue of parents. Never gave a lecture on the issue of parents. Why? Because I don't like to be a hypocrite. And I know I'm not the best of my parents. The level that you should be when it comes to parents is a level that's different. And I know for certainty, I'm not even trying to act fake, I know for a fact that I'm not there. So I never done it, it's the first time I've done it. So what I'm saying, and I'm about to use myself as an example, don't think I'm using myself as an example for you to think I've done it. I'm the best of my parents, I'm not. But I'm just trying to relate to you, that's why I'm trying to give you my own example. Not because I'm telling you I'm a good son, because I'm not. But like, you know how I am with my parents? When you know my dad talks to me, I look down. I don't make eye contact with my dad. I don't make eye contact with my dad. Allah told you, lower the wings of humility to your parents. Be humble to them. When I chat to my dad, I can't look him in the eye, especially when he's angry at me. I can't look him face to face. When I see him, I kiss him on the head. How you doing, Dad? Same with my mum, kiss her on the head. I can't. If my dad's upset with me, even if I haven't done anything wrong, when I leave the house, I'm thinking, I'm like, Allah, you know, I'm just making dua to Allah. You know, I didn't even do anything wrong. He just woke up on the wrong side of the bed, but he's angry at me. I'm just, Allah, please, don't be angry with me. You know, a lot of people ask me this, listen, brother, why do you always wear your hat? I don't know if you've ever thought that. Like, why do I always wear a hat? I never take my hat off. Shall I tell you why? Because I lost my hair. I'm bald. Do you know why I'm bald? It's a funny story. When I was young, I was wanting to get a shape up and a fade. Because all the youngers were getting fades. But you know how in the Somali community having long hair, it means it's bad, isn't it? The elders look at you like you're a gangster. In my culture, having short hair, they look at you as a gangster. When you come with short hair, you got a little skin fade, they think this kid's selling drugs. But for you guys, the opposite, innit? Me, I wanted to get shape up, man, so bad. Secondary school, all that. My dad was like, no, you better grow your hair. My dad told me, listen, you have to grow your hair, you have to have a little partition in your hair and come like a little packy kid. That's what he told me. But me, well, I was like, I can't do that. So I was so embarrassed at the way my hair looked, I always wore a hat. In school, I wore a hat. The teacher would tell me not to wear a hat. I found some of my pictures the other day when I was at school. In fact, I saw them a couple of years ago. I was wearing a hat in school. Even teachers told me, they even didn't want to give me detention because of it, because they knew this kid's not taking his hat off. Brothers, I go to sleep with my hat if there's people around me. Because of it, I lost my hair, because my hair never got nutrients, it never got vitamin B from, you know, my hair was just struggling. In the end, I lost it. I lost it all. And now I lost it, I'm definitely keeping my hat on. But the moral of the story is, I gave up my hair for my dad, man. I gave my hair up for my dad. Something so small, like, you know, it's just beauty. What is it? I say, you have to give up things for your parents. You know, a lot of people, they ask me, why don't you do street da'wah anymore? You know, you remember the videos where I used to go out and chat to the atheists and the Christians? You know why? My dad told me no. There was one idiot guy, man, he went to my dad and he was like, listen, there's people that want to kill him, run. Basically, he wanted to stop me giving da'wah. One little shaitan, man, he wanted to stop me giving da'wah, and basically he went to my dad and he knew, yeah, wallah, he's ikhwani, but he went to my dad and he knew how to get to my dad, because you know my dad worries about me, so he's like, listen, uncle, you know Imran, people want to kill him because he keeps going out, they're refuting people, da da da. My dad was like, listen, you're not giving street da'wah ever again. So I'm working on it, trying to get his permission again. Right now he told me I can go, but I have to have 2 bodyguards with me. I'm like, so one day, inshallah, he's going to allow me to have it. But my dad told me, I had to stop, bro. I'm only giving you my examples to relate to you, not because I'm telling you I'm a good son. There's 100 things that I'm probably doing that ain't even what I should be doing. Do you understand? I'll give you another example. Sheikh Abdul Razak al-Badr, who is the son of Sheikh Abdul Muhsin al-Bad, who is the muhaddith of Medina. Our teacher, Ustad Rahman, told me that there was a lesson that was supposed to be taking place where the Sheikh was coming from Saudi, from Medina to Dubai to teach a class. And it was all planned. It was like a 3-day class. It was promoted everywhere. Like everyone was waiting for him. On the day he never turned up, just made a phone call and said, I can't come. Why? He's a 60-year-old man. He's like 50s, late 50s. He himself is a granddad. He's a 50-plus-year-old man, close to his 60s. He's got a son, and his son has got a son. He himself is a granddad. They said to him, why can't you come? He said, my mum didn't give me permission. Go on, Akhi.
If you need to give street da'wah and you need bodyguards, then recite the Ayatul Kursi.
I'm with you, but you have to my dad that. Go on, Akhi.
Can you tell us how your hair looks like? Because that appears to us like a million at least.
What'd you say?
Can you tell us how your hair looks like? Because that beard is worth like a million at least.
What did he say?
Can you show us what your beard looks like? Because your hair on your beard.
My hair, because my beard's familiar. You want to see what my hair looks like? The only people who get to see my hair is of 2 categories. My very, very, very close friends. Recently, Radwan started getting excited, so even in front of Radwan, I put my hat on now. But you know, when he looked at me, I was in the car the other day, he took my hat, he started grabbing my head, he was like, listen, bro, I never get to see you without your hat. I was like, bro, I'm putting it back on, bro. The whole reason I took it off was because I thought me and you were cool like that. You know, when you start noticing it, it's a problem. So, if I'm close to you, number 1, number 2, if you come Umrah with me. If you come Umrah, then you have to see it by necessity. But if you notice, on that day, when we have ihram, I'm hiding on the coach, I'm just in the front, I'm hidden. You won't see me in any of the videos on that day in the ihram. But that's the only chance. I think there's no one with bald, bro. It's the guy with no hair, bro. That's what it is. Leave me alone. Does that answer your question, huh?
Pardon?
I love you, man. Don't worry, inshallah. He said, anyone else got any questions or anything? Go on, man.
If there's like munkarat in your house, yeah, things like haram, you're trying to take it out, like, your parents, they don't allow you to. How do you do with it?
Wallahi, so the Prophet said there's haram things in the house and your parents don't let you take it out. How do you deal with it? Wallahi, it's a very hard question to answer, actually, because the biggest problem and the biggest pain that some of you might ever feel in your life is when you're in a situation where you have to pick between your parents and Allah. Now, of course, in that situation, you have to pick Allah. A common question that I get asked is, what if my parents told me I can't speak to a particular family member? Right? So parents say, I can't speak to this cousin, or I can't speak to this brother, or I can't speak to this uncle. Sometimes when the parents, they split up, they say, you can't speak to each other. You can't listen to them. It's haram. Because Allah told you, you have to keep your family ties. Do you understand? So if you know this haram is taking place, they tell you to do haram, number 1. You can't listen to them. If there's haram in your house and you've got the ability to remove it, remove it. But if not, it's their property, they own it, and it's going to create a bigger facade. It's not as simple as that. You have to judge each thing by its merit.
Let's say there's stuff in the house that's haram, you're allowed, you're about to know it, take it out.
So in specific situations, you need to go to a sheikh who's going to give you a fatwa now for your specific situation. The general rule of thumb is that if you've got an authority in your house and ability, and you know it's not going to create a bigger facade, then you know, you might be able to do certain things in certain situations, but you can't. But for you to know that now, you have to go to a sheikh. You have to give a specific fatwa for your situation. Does that make sense? Sometimes it's going to create a bigger facade by removing it. But as for you, they tell you to do haram. If your parents try to make you do haram, don't know that. Now sometimes parents put pictures in the house, they put this, that in the house, and they won't remove it, right? And you know, angels don't come into the house because of this. They're not your pictures. You make sure you don't have any pictures up. Don't have any in your room. But if they put it up, that's their property now. It might create a bigger harm in trying to remove it. So with mercy and love and compassion, you give da'wah to them. And understand, you know when you give da'wah to your parents, you have to understand something. Some of you are like, oh, my parents don't listen to me. Of course they don't listen to you, because you have to understand, every time your mum's looking at you, your dad's looking at you, they're thinking, this was the kid that used to ask me, what's that? Talking about a car. Like, what's that? What's that? Talking about like a fruit. Like, what's that? And this kid once upon a time didn't know what an apple was. I taught him what an apple was. Now he's trying to teach me this deen. So sometimes you have to understand that there's that element that's taking place, you get me? So you have to be very patient, try different things. Like me, my dad never used to pray. He never used to pray. Would not listen to anything I used to say. So you know what I done? I made Ustad Abdurrahman speak to him. He spoke to him. One time my dad was listening to a lesson Ustad was teaching. He's talking about, a person who doesn't pray is going to be in the hellfire forever. Bro, he patterned up, he started praying. It comes from someone else, it won't come from you. The person who I get to speak to my dad is Guled. I don't know if you know my friend Guled. Guled will just get through to my dad whatever I can't get through. So sometimes our parents, they might even just be sitting there backbiting. If you say to your dad, if you say to mum, dad, stop backbiting, they're going to switch at you, saying, shut up, who's backbiting, you're accusing me. Well, like Guled is like, all you need a friend like Guled. They'll just go and be like, auntie, don't give your good deeds away. Hey, listen to someone else, not you. Does that make sense? So you got to be creative, you got to plan, you got to chop change, try different things. That makes sense? Jordan, you had a question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There may be some people here who live non-Muslim parents, so they may believe that their mom or their father.
So one time my mom's called him. Assalamu alaikum. जी सलाम क्यों? नहीं मैं मस्जिद में था. मैं मस्जिद में. जी जी. जी बताया उन्होंने. ओके. अब मिसाल उनको तो नहीं बताया, अभी मैं उनको बताने लगा हूँ. अच्छा, मैं आपको खुद ही बताऊँगा. मैं आपको खुद ही बताऊँगा इंशाल्लाह. 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 ओके इंशाल्लाह. ओके इंशाल्लाह. जी जी. ओके फिर. जी वो घर पे होगी. ओके इंशाल्लाह. ओके. ओके अल्लाह हाफ़िज़. सलाम. Yeah, go on, Jordan.
Yeah, so there may be some people with non-Muslim parents and
Yeah.
they believe that because their parents are not Muslim, they don't deserve the same respect as maybe someone who is Muslim. So what do you say about that?
When they say because my parents are non-Muslim, they don't deserve respect.
The same amount as parents.
No, wallahi, because look, your parents are your parents. All parents do the same thing for you. They give you birth, they raise you, they put food on a plate. Does that make sense? So even if your parents are not Muslim, Allah says, وَصَاحِبْهُمَا فِي الدُّنْيَا مَعْرُوفًا. In case we thought that, if you're a reaver, my parents are not Muslim, I don't have to show them love and respect, if they were Muslims. Allah told you, accompany them in good. Furthermore, there were certain companions. There were certain companions of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Yeah, like Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas. His mum came out to him and she said, listen, leave the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. She said, if you don't leave, I'm going to kill myself. So she said, if you don't leave the Prophet Muhammad, I'm going to kill myself. So Sa'd was known to be obedient. He was an obedient son to his mum. He was so obedient. But now he can't. She's telling him to do shirk. She's telling him to do kufr. She's telling him to leave the Prophet and come back to the old religion. So he looked at his mum and he said something powerful, but it was quite deep. He said, Mum, well, I love you. You know I love you. I'm ready to do whatever. But if you died in front of me 100 times, I'd watch you die every time. I'd watch you die every single time and I wouldn't leave the Prophet. Is it wrong in what he said? No, but it's a bit tough though. You shouldn't chat to your mum like that. So Allah sent down this ayah telling him, listen, be good to your parents. Don't obey them when they tell you to do shirk, but accompany them in good. Be good to them. As if to say, Sa'ad, it was a bit tough what you said. I mean, don't. What you're saying is not wrong. Yeah, it's true. Even if your mum did die 99 times in front of you, don't leave the Prophet. But come on, you don't have to speak like that to her. Does that make sense? So the mum issue, whether you're a Muslim, mum's a non-Muslim, you have to show them love. Furthermore, the biggest form of da'wah you have to your parents, if you're a reaver, one of the biggest forms of da'wah is them seeing the way you change. I know so many brothers whose parents became Muslim after they became Muslim just because of the way they changed. Parents are like, there's no way my son could have patterned up like this, except for the fact that something happened inside that must be amazing and miraculous. And that increased the iman and importance to the deen. Does that make sense? I'll answer your question. Go on.
Let's say you have a big bed.
Yeah.
And your mum tells you to cut it.
Yeah.
2 or 1.
Yeah, so the Prophet said, what if you have a beard and your mum tells you to cut it down? No, you can't obey her because the Prophet commanded you, don't touch your beard. The Prophet actually said, leave your beard alone. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Huh? Sisters.
Yeah, so my parents are not Muslim. My relationship with my mum is getting better from how it was the day I took my shahada.
MashaAllah.
Inshallah, this year I'll be having my nikah.
MashaAllah.
My mum is not aware and I do not want things to get worse. How should I go about telling her in a way that will be easy for her?
The wilaya is to do with the father. And because she doesn't have a Muslim father, her wali is going to be obviously someone else. So, I don't like to answer these questions, to be honest. That's a specific question. We'll talk about it. Either ask a sheikh, ask a sheikh. Allahu a'lam. A'udhu billah. Erase everything that I said with regards to this question. Specific questions are specific, serious things. Don't take anything I said in the last 30 seconds, except for the fact that I erase it. Go ask this question to a sheikh, inshallah ta'ala. I hope you'll not be upset with me for not answering, but I think you'll get a better answer. If you go to Ustad Abdul Wahid Stevenson, who runs Medina College, he deals with these issues. Go ask him, inshallah ta'ala. He's got a service when it comes to these issues. He'll be the best person to ask. Barakallahu feekum. Any other questions from sisters? No?
One quick question. Can you elaborate on the thing about permission?
What, sorry?
We were speaking about earlier about permission when you ask your parents and who you're supposed to listen to and...
Listen to both?
Both of them, yeah?
Both of them.
So if they're not happy with something, you should refrain from it.
As long as what they're telling you is not haram.
So what, for example, the example of if you want to go to a raqi with someone and you need help and you've got problems, then what do you do in that case?
Specific situation, ask a specific sheikh. Specific situation, ask a sheikh. The guy, who you guys should have asked this question to? Sheikh, yeah? Assalamu alaikum. Sheikh Abu Suhaib that was here earlier, he's the kind of person you ask these questions to. Brothers, I'm not a sheikh. I can't tell you specific issues and I can't do all that for you. But I'm like you. The only difference between me, you know what it is? I got a tongue, and I can strike it. So you know what I'm saying? That's all. Me and you are the same. But when you want to ask these specific issues, like real knowledge, you have to go to people of knowledge. Does that make sense? Yeah. Go on, okay.
You see, if you wanted to go to Fajr in the morning, so masjid, and then your parents they're not happy with you going.
Can you hear the adhan?
No.
So then it's not obligatory to pray in the masjid, so you obey your parents. But if you hear the adhan, then you obey Allah and His Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Because the Salatul Jama'ah is obligatory if you can hear the adhan. Or do you live close by masjid?
No, it's like a 10 walk.
Yeah, so you obey your parents. It's better for you. Yep.
Why are some prophets referred as Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and some as Alayhi Salam?
You can refer to all the prophets as sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. You could say sallallahu alayhi wa sallam to any of them, you could say alayhi salam to any of them. But it's the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, it's obligatory for him, you have to say sallallahu alayhi wa sallam.
What if one of your siblings don't obey your mum? What do you do to help them? I'm not naming anyone.
Yeah. This guy.
Not that one.
Yeah, I know, don't worry. I know you're asking hypothetically, I know you're not asking about your situation. You're asking generally, like if there was a sibling.
I
Yeah, generally, let's just leave it there. I know, I'm trying to help you, so you don't get clapped when you go home. I'm trying to help you. If you're a sibling and one of your siblings does not listen to your mum, what do you do in that situation?
Pattern them up or
Say that one more time, say that.
you pattern them up.
Listen, if you're younger, one of the best things that you can do is you make sure you obey your mum, number one. Because you know, sometimes parents, you know, when they see one child is very, very disrespectful, and one of the things that gives hope to the parent is seeing that the other child didn't follow. Because they was thinking, is he or she teaching my younger kids? So you want to make sure that you show the best to your mum and dad. Firstly, number one, you make sure you fulfill your duty. Number two, advise your sibling. Advise them. Just go to them in a nice, calm way. Say, you know, bro, sis, you know, how is it good? Did you do that? Now you also have to also remember, because they're older, if they're older, now you have to talk to them with respect as well, you know. So you'll go to them with manners and respect and say, you know, like, is it good? Wallahi, you know, I don't think it's good. You know, you made mum upset. Don't you think you should listen to mum? Do you know what I'm saying? Chat to them, reason with them. Do your best.
Yeah.
But you also just have good manners with them. Yeah? If you're older and you see your younger sibling and you've got authority over them, yeah, then you pattern them up. Just grab them and say, hey, but what are you doing, bro? I'll dash you out the house if you talk to mum like that ever again. You know?
And also, you know how you were like massaging your mum's feet? How about like her back or something? Like.
He said, if you're massaging your mum's feet, what about her back? Yeah, massage her back, but the reason I'm saying feet is because she's always standing on her feet, man. So her feet are going to be tired, right? She's always standing on her feet, cooking for you, taking care of you. So massage her feet. Brothers, that's it. Okay, I'm going to take one last question, inshallah. Go on, Akhi. Okay, I'll take two questions. Let them ask first and then you take the last one, yeah? Go on, Akhi.
There's one narration that towards the end of time, man will obey his wife and disobey his mother. Can you just elaborate on that?
Wallah, forgive me, I haven't come across that narration. That doesn't mean it doesn't exist or not authentic, but I personally have not come across it. I've not personally come across it. Forgive me.
There's a question from the sisters. Someone said...
Sisters, man. Keep asking questions. I'm joking. I'm joking.
I told my family not to buy me gifts because the sister's a revert.
MashaAllah.
Will she get in trouble?
What did she mean?
Okay, what she said is, I told my family not to buy me gifts. I'm a revert, but they still buy me. Then will I get into trouble? Yes, sorry, should I ask the Sheikh a question? That's what she said.
Saying she should have asked the Sheikh?
Yeah.
Not me, right? Yeah, so the next time the Sheikh comes back, tell her ask the Sheikh that question, inshallah.
You're saying that she get in trouble for getting gifts?
For getting gifts?
Yeah.
In trouble by who? Allah?
Yeah, probably.
Or her parents?
Allah.
No, obviously, she done her best. Allah's not going to hold her to account. If they still bought her gifts, that's not her fault. They went out of their way, right? They went out of their way and she tried her best. So Allah's not going to hold her to account for what they do. A person does not carry the burden of the sin of someone else. Does that make sense? Does that make sense?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, brothers and sisters. So that video that you just saw right now, that video was from our Matting in the Murshid project. This is a project that alhamdulillah has been running for a while now. Most importantly with the permission of Allah, and then of course with the donations that you guys have generously been giving from your own pockets. We've been doing tours up and down the country. We've been doing classes around London. We've been doing mentoring, events, so on and so forth. And the videos are there for everyone to see. Alhamdulillah, we're very, very clear with how this money is spent, where people, mashallah, have been swarming the masjid, alhamdulillah. Now, in order for us to continue these events and classes and so on and so forth, we do need to continue with the fundraising. That's why we're asking you to help us out. You know, if we can raise the remainder of the funds that we need to raise within the next 2 weeks, that will sort us out very, very nicely to the end of the summer, inshallah ta'ala. Just to give you a little example of how effective, with the permission of Allah, this program is, just at the last event, one of the brothers came into the masjid with drugs. He had drugs on him in his bag. And after the talk and after the event, came up to Brother Imran, he came up to one of the speakers and said to them, I've been drug dealing for a while. I've got drugs on me. What do I do with them? I really want to change. He ended up throwing the drugs away. And that's just one person. That's just one example. That's just one story. And there's so many more out there. So please, brothers and sisters, donate generously and help us, help the youth, and in turn, help you. Barakallahu feek. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.